What's going on, guys? It's Philip with Trade Genius, and on this video I wanted to talk about Rootstock. So basically I'm going to talk about Rootstock platform, which is a smart contract platform that's going to be tied to the Bitcoin blockchain, and we'll look at what the implications are for something like that, and then we'll get into some Bitcoin price action because it's been a pretty volatile 48 hours to say the least. So anyway, so let's take a look at Rootstock and what it is. This is their website, but basically what we're looking at is it's just the first smart contract platform for the Bitcoin blockchain. So basically right up there against Ethereum. You'll be able to do smart contracts, but it's tied to the Bitcoin blockchain as a side chain. So you still have the security of the Bitcoin blockchain behind it. So smart contracts are just basically code that is the contract that's enforced by code, basically. So I won't get into like the super technical details of that because a lot's been put out there with Ethereum, and so a lot's been explained on that. But basically you could do things like micro lending, micro insurance, crowdfunding, remittance type applications. You can do asset tokens. So if you have an asset, you can represent it by tokens. You could do registry systems, decentralized voting systems. You could there's supply chain applications for it. Loyalty and rewards type programs can use it. Escrow, you can use it for escrow. So there's lots of different applications for smart contracts. So basically with Rootstock or RSK, basically what they're trying to do is they're trying to look at maybe tackling some of the payment channel situations or issues that we have, because blockchain, or Bitcoin's blockchain, is inherently not designed for the micro or nano transaction because of the 10-minute blocks. But along with how Lightning wants to speed up with second layer technology, that transaction time, they can also do it too. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. Also, they want to tackle the Internet of Things space, which is what IOTA, we covered the other day, that's their main mission. But they also want to tackle that. They won't be minting any tokens, so there's no ICOs or anything like that. This is just pure functionality that's added on to the Bitcoin blockchain. Without getting super technical, there's going to be like a two-way peg to the Bitcoin blockchain, and they're working with existing miners to actually will be called merge mining. So, and that means that you can mine and do the work, the proof of work through mining. So if you're doing that in mining Bitcoins, you're also performing that action on the RSK sidechain at no additional load or cost to the miner. Although they would get some transactional fees for processing, kind of like how you have with Ethereum gas. This system is actually going to be able to do about 400 transactions per second, which is pretty impressive. But they also think that they can bump that up with some additional development up to 2,000 transactions per second. So if you are doing that scale, you're right up there with like PayPal. So some pretty interesting implications with that. Block confirmation times are going to be 10 seconds. And it will be compatible with Ethereum because they are both built on Solidity, which is their programming language. Again, it's the same mining algorithm as Bitcoin, so again, it'll be easily implemented, and they already, I think, have secured about 90% of the hash power or the mining pools. They've secured agreements for them to merge mine with that. Now the miners, because there's really no additional load for them, there's basically just upside because of the additional fees they'd be able to collect when transactions are performed on the Rootstock sidechain. So basically what they've done now, the reason why I'm bringing this up is that they're in the beta phase. So they have beta clients, and they're running on that sidechain right now against the Bitcoin blockchain. So pretty exciting stuff. So implication wise, again, when I talked about these different things being added on to existing tokens, especially Bitcoin, you have to then see, at least take a look and see if this application, if it's a better performing application than say Ethereum, is this going to take off and leave Ethereum behind? Because now it's running on the Bitcoin blockchain, and the more you can do with one decentralized system, the better, I think. It's less different currencies and things like that to deal with. I mean, that's an ideal situation. Not to say that there's no need for Ethereum at this point. It's the Ethereum killer. It's too early to say that. But Ethereum's been having its issues lately, and I think that there is a little bit of a knock on Ethereum's development side, just due to the forks and things that have happened to correct some past mistakes. And some people think that's a slippery slope. But it's really early in the game for Rootstock. I do think you need to take notice, though, because Bitcoin's adding on additional functionality through things like Lightning Network and also now with smart contracts. So again, if you're just a single-use token and another big economy is now having that functionality, usually with cryptos, it follows the economy. So it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. Definitely keep it on the radar, though. But you're not, there's no, like Ethereum, you can't buy RSK. It's just an added functionality. So pretty interesting stuff. Okay, so why don't we take a look at Bitcoin pricing? And so right now what's happening is we had this big move up on the 4-hour chart, guys. We were looking at this move here. I was particularly looking at this volume bar here, and that I said was our blow off move. And so currently what we're doing is we are consolidating, kind of like how I said in the video earlier, or actually yesterday. And so what I'm looking at now is more consolidation, I think, and we'll go down to a lower time frame to take a look. But this 4 hours recharging, and I like to see that oscillator go up down here. And last time we saw that, we were in a situation over here and situation over here, and you saw pretty good sized moves when that happened. And this one went up like that big time. Okay, so I don't think this whole thing is over yet. If you really see like a truly, big blow off move, we're going to be probably higher, to be quite honest. But the consolidations, the moves after we've had these events. So this was, over here, this was one event, and this was one event, and I was keying in on this volume here, and looked like we might have had something here, but it just consolidated really quickly and moved up. But all of these, all of these bottoms, when we had these moves, these capitulation type volume moves, the bottom was put in pretty quickly, like it was here and like it was here. And this bottom is held. It was retested. This is typically called a dead cat bounce, but usually you see follow through. If they don't follow through and you get a double bottom, that's pretty powerful. So if we look at the go to the other time frame here, we'll take a look at the 15-minute time frame. So essentially, here's your consolidation up close, and really, if this is going to break out, and we are in the London session, and it's about 4 a.m. Eastern right now, early. But after 5 a.m. is typically when we start seeing the funds buy in. Over in Europe, they have ETNs, electronically traded funds, that are basically their version of an ETF. Specifically for Bitcoin, and I'm not sure if it's just because of after like the 5 a.m. Hour they buy into it or what, but it seems like there's some pretty decent movement around that time. So if we break through this trend line here, we'd be looking to complete a fib target here at 17,370. I think if we do that, we'll probably start to look to eat into this fib bear zone. Ultimately, if we clear this 17,941 area, that would release us to get back going higher. And if we look at targets higher, here's our fib target from this range here, up, pull back up, takes us to 21,306.50. So that's what I'm looking at. And my read here is that we consolidate, that we are not done attacking the upside. I also think that the institutional money flows have started, and I think they want to get in and establish a position before the year's over. That way, when they can look back, they can say, "You look, we had this year-over-year performance." Because I think everybody's really looking at a very bullish 2018. So that's it. Smart contracts for Bitcoin. I think that's an awesome thing. I think the more functionality that we add to Bitcoin, the better. And it'll be interesting to see how it plays out with competing type technologies that are out there. Okay, guys, thanks for watching. Please hit the subscribe button if you like what we're doing. That helps us get these videos out every day. And I'll catch you on the next video. Take care, guys. See ya.